And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Drew Craig with GuitarPlayerUniversity.com. I'm the resident guitar expert over here, and we're going to talk about popular ways to embellish chords in folk and country music. Now, this is a kind of a cool little video. Whether you hate country or like country, this should still be kind of fun for you. So we're going to be using two open chords that should seem familiar, our open G chord and our open C chord. And to refresh your memory, the open G chord is our second finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, our first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and our 3rd or 4th finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. Very, very popular chord in country and folk music. The C major chord is our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and our 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string. Just like that. So let's go back to the G, and I'm going to show you how we can start to make some cool sounds with this. So here's our G chord. What I want you to look at is our first finger here. We're going to be doing something called a hammer-on, where we play the open A string. Lift up your first finger, play the open A string, and then literally throw your finger down. Thwack the 2nd fret with your first finger. Just like that. If you're having trouble with this, try it without picking the A string first. Just see if you can hammer on that finger. Just literally throw it at that 2nd fret of the A string and see if you can make a sound. Now, it probably won't be that loud, but if you hear anything, you're on the right path. And then when you add in the open A string, picking the open A string first, you end up with a really cool little hammer-on sound. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a little picking rhythm where we pick the E string first, which is our 2nd finger here, and then we're going to strum the chord. Then we're going to go do this little hammer-on the A string, and then we're going to hit the chord again. So you see that? We went E string, the rest of the chord, and then hammer-on the A string, and then the rest of the chord. That's a little picking technique. And when you speed it up and perfect it and practice it a bunch, it sounds like this. You noticed I added an extra up strum in there. Down, up. So right off the bat, the chord has a really cool sound to it. Now let's move on to the next chord, the C major chord. Guess what? We're going to be doing the same exact thing. We're going to start by playing the 3rd fret of the A string, or where our 3rd finger is. That's the C. Play the rest of the chord. Then we're going to do the hammer-on with our 2nd finger, but it's on the D string this time. And I'm doing the same exact picking rhythm. And if we start to switch between these, we end up with a really nice sound. So I added in a D chord, but that's how we can start to play country and folk picking rhythms with hammer-ons and start to embellish chords a little bit more. So it's kind of fun. Check out the next video. We're going to be taking it to the next level. Thanks.